How's it going, everybody? So I wanted to make a new review off of the latest Jrock album that come out that's interested me. I know a lot has come out since now and Dogma, but not a lot of my favorite artists, actually none of my favorite artists have made an album since then, full-length one, until now. Lynch, which I did mention in Dogma. I felt because that made some sounds, or just their overall sound had a resemblance of Lynch right now. I'm actually playing the album, and I should probably mute that. But anyway, yeah, it's a great album. D.A.R.K in the Name of Evil, or really D.A.R.K in the Name of Evil. It is a great album, and I'll do the same thing with this video, what I do with my video game reviews on my other channel, and also too, I am using a headset. I hope that doesn't alarm anybody, or it's like, what's going on, or you look stupid or whatever. It's just like, I prefer the microphone on this headset than I do of my Samsung CO1 condenser mic. So that's why I'm using this. That's why, because I prefer this mic. It's just easier to work with. So, without further ado, I am going to give this album an 8 out of 10. I think it's a great album. I think there are some things which I'm going to talk about that kind of bring it down. And first and foremost, before I get into the review, let me express how happy I am how easy it is to get this album. And I'm speaking from someone in North America, so please, 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 if you're in Europe or South America, comment in the video and let other people know that this album is also available on iTunes and Amazon. Because thankfully, thank you Lynch, thank you, I believe King Records is the name of their label, for making this album actually available to other people that aren't in Japan. So I'm going to go on the pages real quick and talk about that, and then I'll talk about the album. So, this album is, of course, available on iTunes. I hate iTunes. I hate Apple. I only will ever promote an album on iTunes if it's only available on iTunes. Thankfully, this album isn't. So, let's get to it. iTunes. It's a 13-track full-length album. 2 of them are from other singles. Get into that later. It is $10.99 on iTunes. Now, like I said, I hate Apple, I hate iTunes. If this is available to you through Amazon, buy it off of Amazon. They have it MP3 format. Lynch has done this in the past where they've released albums on MP3. Not all of them. Sometimes they've made an album on Amazon and then didn't make their next album on Amazon, but they came back finally. So you can get this album off of Amazon for $9.49. Same album, same 13 tracks, but it's cheaper than iTunes. $10.99 on iTunes, $9.49 on Amazon. Please get it off of Amazon. And yes, you can. You can preview the tracks. You can also, I go to the Visual Scandal site. I always promote the Visual Scandal site because that's where I usually get my Jrock music, because sometimes I can't buy it and I want to listen to it. So if you need a taste test, I have this review, and I hope it helps, but Visual Scandal, it's on there as well. But it's also on iTunes and Amazon MP3. Please support them. Lynch is a band that deserves it. Onto the album itself. Now, Lynch is one of those bands I feel in the past couple of years has really, stepped up their game. They've always had a style. Their older music is a little different from their newer music. They definitely have this sound. And I feel like it really came up. Let me look up their album. I forgot what it was, but I really feel like this sound that they changed, when they finally changed, came from Exodus. The Exodus EP. And that really just, I feel like, defined Lynch since then. Which, that album came out in 2013. But albums like Shadows and I Believe in Me and Inferiority Complex, and they were heavy, and Hazuki has always done his whole growling/singing thing with singing and then the growl singing. And he's always been great, but they've always had a different sound. And then they changed it in Exodus, and they stuck with it since Exodus with Gallows and then the 2 LPs and all that. Anyway, so it represents, they still do that kind of music. They still are representing that sound. There are a couple of songs on this album that aren't heavy at all. and they are Eternity, which is the single they made a month ago, and a new song, Melancholic, yeah. Those two songs, fair warning, are not heavy at all. Track 8 and track 12. Not heavy at all. Hazuki's singing through the whole thing. It's just a calm, steady pace. It's just a ballad. That's what they are. Those are the two ballads. Now, there are other songs on this album that I can't classify as a ballad because there are some heavy parts. And even though it's mostly singing, maybe there's some growling. I don't even think there's growling or screaming. It's just the guitars and the drums are heavy. So I can't say these songs are ballads, but I believe, let me play it in my headphones. Like the song Fallen. You hear Hazuki just sing, and then like the drums come in, and the guitars aren't too heavy, but the drums make this heavy sound. And just listening to it now. Yeah, see, Fallen, track 8, right after Eternity. I feel like Eternity kind of like slows down the pace for 2 songs, and then it gets heavy again. And Fallen, kind of like, with Eternity, slows down. It's just like, alright, let's keep the steady pace. And then Fallen, it's just like, it's here, and then it kind of like brings up just a little bit. And then the track 9, Beast, comes into play. And then it just goes up again with the heaviness. Beast is a really heavy song. It's short, but yeah, it's a chant song. I feel it's like one of those songs where if you picture yourself watching them live, they're right in front of you, and they're doing this song. It's just that song you sing because Hazuki sings, and then when the chorus comes in, he'll say something, and then the background vocals come on, and they scream something or sing something, and it's just you're singing them with it. So it's one of those songs where it's gonna build that energy up. And like most songs on the album, towards the end, I'm listening to the song right now and getting lost in it. Great song. But a lot of songs on this album have a really, like, kind of out of nowhere breakdown. Like a metal, headbanging, mosh pit breakdown. I'd say about 90% of the songs on this album have this, where towards the end of it, you have this really heavy breakdown, and then they go to chorus and song. And it's a really good thing. It's amazing what this band can do with breakdowns and how to just get you all amped up and pumped up, and it makes me want to go to a concert, a Lynch concert. And I have seen a live DVD of theirs before, and they are amazing live. They're very talented. So and this album will make you want to see them live, especially the song Beast. But and then they do this song, is it Invader. I need to talk about this song. As a bassist, I live for songs like Invader. First off, let me just say, I probably mentioned this before. America has like no respect for bassists. In North American music, and metal music especially, the bass is just like, you stand over there as the singer and the guitarist and the drummers. We're going to take all the credit. We're going to get all the attention. And you just, you stay there. You provide the rhythm. Yeah, you do that. But, if you just kind of stay there, thanks. We'll take care of this. And it's just kind of expected. You don't really hear bass solos in American music. And keep in mind, I'm speaking of like hard rock metal. Rarely do you hear bass solos or some slap and pop or just bass in general. For a lot of people, they can't really hear bass in the hard rock songs. Thankfully, Jrock, there's respect. There's like each band member is a damn band member, and they play their parts. And they, and this song, it feels like, it starts off with bass, some slap and pop, and by the way, their bassist is very talented. He's very, very good. I think he proved that in the song off of Gallows last year. Which is it? Greed. Oh my god, Greed. Oh my god, Greed. That end of that song has one of the sickest bass solos I've ever heard in my entire life. But that's off of Gallows. Please, if you want a great bass solo, YouTube, Lynch, Greed, wait towards the end of the song. Holy god, you will replay that section, I guarantee it. Anyway, I'm talking about Invader. It feels like the bassist wrote this song because it starts off with slap and pop, and it's like a very fast and then the band comes and they play off of the bass solo. So my only problem with this song is it's very short. Oh wow, It's 1 minute and 26 seconds long. That's very short, but it's very fast from start to finish, a lot of slap and pop, and it's a very energetic song, so I understand why it's really short, but it's, yeah, I feel like the band worked off the bassist in the song, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for it. And my favorite song, I can honestly say, is Evoke, which was the single they made 2 months ago. It's crazy. They make so much music. It's ridiculous. So they made Evoke, and let me bring that up real quick, and 2 songs with that. They did that 2 months ago. Then last month, they did Eternity and 2 songs with that as well. And then the 3rd month of music, we get a full 13-track album. Evoke is an amazing song, and I urge you to watch the music video for it, because after you watch that music video, I think you'll have a wider appreciation for the song itself, because the way they produce that video just fits the song perfectly. When you hear the song, you hear how hard-hitting the song is, and the drums, the way the drums and the guitar are playing. You'll just want to headbang the way they do in this video. Sadly, we can't, because we can't teleport into smoke. But the way they do it is, it's like vocal, bassist, guitar, drummer, and like they're appearing in and out through like smoke clouds. And if you're listening to the song, it just fits it perfectly. They're like appearing in and out through smoke clouds. And it's just like, oh my god, I want to do that. And it just fits the way this song sounds so perfectly. And Evoke is such a great song. It's hard-hitting from start to finish, of course, and it has a catchy chorus too, where he sings. And then it has a really good breakdown at the end. Like I said, a lot of them do. So, overall, this is a great album. It's mostly hard-hitting for the most part, but then, which is it? Oh, Illuminati. Let me talk about that. I think that's a song. Or Ghost. I am sorry, it's Ghost. Track number 5, Ghost. So, what I was about to say is, there's some songs on here, like I said, they're in the middle between hard and ballad. And Ghost is one of them, but it's more hard. I believe, yeah, actually, I take that back. Ghost is not one of those songs, because Ghost, even though it kind of starts off that way, oh my god, it has an amazing breakdown at the end. This is one of those songs, and J-Rockers do this a lot. A lot of these hard rockers in Japan like to take like 1950s like swing music and kind of add like a metal flair to it. Lynch has done it before. Death Gaze has done it. Exist Trace has even done it. They didn't really necessarily add a metal part to it, but they kind of did like that 1950s swing sound. I believe Gazette has done it. A lot of Japanese bands do it. And this is one of those songs. Ghost is one of those, and I feel like the bassist is playing it with one of those standing basses. It just feels like he probably is playing it that, and if he's not, he modified his bass to sound like that. It's one of those songs where it's like you just imagine the standing bassist and it's like a swinging thing. And it has an amazing breakdown at the end. But, Fallen and Moon. Those are the ones that are just like in the middle. So there's 2 really clearly ballads, and then there's 2 hard to define, somewhat ballady, somewhat not, and then the rest of the album, except for the very first track, which is an introduction, so it's not really in a song per se. But the rest of the album is hard, and you know how Lynch does it, if you do. If you don't, they like to start off with a bang, and then either the verse will be hard, and then the chorus will be like catchy, and they'll go back and forth, and then they'll have like a breakdown and end on the chorus, or vice versa. Start off hard, usually how they do it. Sometimes they don't, but it's usually how they do it. And then verse will be soft, while chorus will be hard, and play back and forth. So that's usually how they do it, and they're very good at it. Hazuki has a very unique voice, especially when he does his singing growling thing, and their drummer is amazing. Their guitarists are really good. They are guitarists that are very good, not necessarily at doing guitar solos, not too much of that, and I respect them for that. I don't think we always need a guitar solo. I'm not one of those musicians that's like, put a guitar solo on it. Everything sounds, but most of the time I can do without a guitar solo. They're just very good at creating a very good rhythm consistently. And their bassist, like I said, is very talented, and he's not afraid to step out of the boundary and just do his own thing, and for us to be able to hear him. So yeah, review 8 out of 10. Great album, and it's accessible to the public. So thank you, whoever decided that. Thank you for actually making that accessible through Amazon and iTunes outside of Japan. Thank you. This album is deserved to be heard. And whether you're a fan of Lynch, you will like it. If you know their sound, they didn't go wrong here at all. And if you don't know their sound and you want a good metal album, well, this is it. You can't go wrong with Lynch. You really can't. They have been consistent, and they have their sound. They know what to do, and they just kill it every time. So they killed it again. The only thing for me, this is me personally, this is why I'm giving an 8 out of 10, is those 2 ballads. I can do without them. I took pretty much the majority of the album and put it on my MP3 player, except those 2 songs, because that's not what I want to hear from Lynch when I'm listening to them in the car or working out. I can do it. Even if I like those songs, I honestly think Melancholic is a better ballad than Eternity. I do actually like that song. It's just I don't want to listen to that, so I didn't put that on my MP3 player. The rest of the album is on there. I was just like, this sounds great, put it on the MP3 player. This sounds great too, put it in the MP3 player, and the list just kept going. So yeah, that's my review. Thank you for watching, and yeah, hope you have a great night. See ya.